on a roll today. That's all I gotta say. I filmed 2 videos prior to this, cooked dinner, went to the grocery store, handled some business, took care of some bills. Now I'm back again to film another video. This is Throwing Shade Update 4, Round 5. It has been a very productive day today, and I'm quite proud of myself. Let's go ahead and get into this update on this project. How is everybody? If you're new here, hi, how are you? Thanks for stopping by and welcome to the family. My name is Rose. I'm a girl boss on a budget who loves to save money and project pan. Today's video is my 4th update on Throwing Shade. This is a Fantastic Ladies collab. The creators of Throwing Shade is Jessica and Amanda. I will have them linked down below in the description box for you guys. My official start date on this project is September 25th of 2019, and it is ongoing until I have cycled through all of my eyeshadow palettes, which is going to take a while. I've currently cycled through only a total of 12 of them. I've had 4 other rounds on this project, so we have a little ways to go, but I've been really enjoying it for that reason alone, to kind of help me and make sure I am cycling through the rest of my eyeshadow palette collection and it doesn't get neglected while I'm focusing on like pan those eyeshadows and my pan that palette especially. It's kind of a good way to just keep them kind of cycled through. Whether I use them each week or not is another story, but I'm just glad to be a part of it and at least attempt to. I may not use every palette every single day of every single week, but that's not the goal. The goal is to cycle through all of your eyeshadow palettes until you have reached the end, trying to at least use each palette that is chosen for the week at least one time. You pick 3 eyeshadow palettes per month, using 1 for the first week, 1 for the second week, and then the 3rd palette for the 3rd week, and then you use all 4 combined for the 4th week, kind of like the free-for-all week. I will show you the palettes that was chosen on my last month's update, starting with the first week, which was my Ciate London Glitter Storm palette. Let's just take a second to look at the beautiful casing on that. It is so aesthetically pleasing. That case is absolutely beautiful, a beautiful glitter storm as it says. I really do enjoy this palette. I think I did one look with this palette. I want to say I've managed to use all 3 of this last update's palettes at least once. If I have photos of any looks, I will be sure to insert it and show you guys the looks that I did create. As you can see, it is just a beautiful kind of mauve-y neutral tone palette. It's got these glitter shades down here that are absolutely beautiful and to die for. I don't want to get all swatch happy, but I am actually going to swatch those glitters right now because I'm curious to see if they are starting to dry out, because if they are starting to dry out, I'm going to leave this one and put it up in the forefront on my vanity so I can make it a point to start using it a little more, because I want to say they seem like they was drying out last month. I don't know if it was just because I was swatching them badly or what. When I first got it, they were beautiful, beautiful swatches. You know, it's essentially a pressed glitter, so they're not going to swatch real crazy. I am going to go ahead and just leave this one on my vanity, even though I'm doing a gajillion other projects with Pan Those Eyeshadows and my Pan That palette and my companion palette. I'm gonna leave this one up front anyways to make sure I can use it a little more as well. It just makes for a beautiful neutral look, and you can definitely turn any daytime look into a nighttime look easily with that glitter popped on and you're out the door. That is a stunning palette, and I'm glad that I own it. For the second week, it ended up choosing my Pinky Rose Cosmetics Center Stage palette. This palette is absolutely beautiful. It screams all the fall vibes. Look at how stunning that palette is. And Pinky Rose is relatively affordable. I got this palette for like $24 a little over a year ago, I want to say, and it is an absolutely gorgeous palette. As you can see, I did create a really beautiful, just neutral tone look, but you can definitely vamp up any type of look with this palette. You can do, as you can see from the photos, you can do a soft, more neutral look, or you can definitely darken it up and vamp it up. I wasn't able to do too many crazy looks with all the palettes, and I'm going to really try my hardest on this update to try to use the 3 new palettes that are chosen more than I have been. Either way, I'm grateful to be a part of it because it's still helping me to cycle through the rest of them, but I want to get better about making sure I'm using them. Lastly, for the third week, it chose my LA Girl Everyday Hot Hot Heat, the Aloha Vibe version, and you guys who are subscribed know that these palettes are my jam. I absolutely love the color story. I love the formula. These metallic shades in here are absolutely to die for on the lid. They are just so creamy and emollient and just very opaque and just very beautiful. I did create some looks with this, and I will insert the photos to show you. The one look I created was absolutely beautiful. I used a little bit of this shade on the center, like a kind of like a halo eye like I got right now, spotlight type of eye, and it was stunning, you guys. And I used in conjunction with the pink and the blue, just kind of totally different. As you can see from the photo, it was a really cool look. I did really get a lot of enjoyment out of this palette, and I do get a lot of enjoyment out of this palette as a whole, so I am glad that it chose it. Know that I always pick my palettes with you guys on my phone. I could easily just record the footage of me pre-selecting them and then inserting it that way, but I like to pick it with you guys. If you want to see a month, because this is going to be an ongoing project for a while, if there's a month where you would rather me insert the footage to show you, please leave me a comment down below and let me know. In the meantime, we will just go ahead and keep picking them from my app that I use on Facebook that's called We'll Decide. Let's go ahead and pick 3 new palettes. Pay no attention to the center stage. It's just what it had accidentally picked. I pressed it with my finger. So let me go ahead and give it a good spin and let's see what it's going to pick. Sugar Crystals. That is my palette from Violet Voss Sugar Crystals, which is a really beautiful, colorful palette. Let me go ahead and write these down, you guys. Okay, let's pick for the second week and see what the palette's going to be for week 2. Sea Color Cosmetics Seaside Palette. And then we have one more week to pick. Aurora Prison dupe. Okay, now I'm not going to use this one because I am already currently using it. It is my companion palette that I have chosen with my Pan That palette this year, and it's already in 2 different projects. It is not only my companion palette, but I'm also working on panning this shade right here called Awakening in my Pan Those Eyeshadows. So I'm not going to use it yet again in another project. So let's go ahead and pick another one. I do try my best to remove the palettes each month as they go, but I guess you can't win them all, right? Modern Renaissance. Okay, I will take it. I'm so glad I finally was able to get and use a ABH palette in this project. So let me go get those 3 palettes and I'll be right back. I was having a little bit of difficulties there in trying to find the Seaside palette. Okay, I'm back. I got my 3 palettes that was chosen for this month. Let's go ahead and go over and do a recap, starting with the first palette that it chose was for the first week on my monthly cycle on this project, and that is my Violet Voss Sugar Crystals palette, which I'm really glad it chose. This is such a beautiful, colorful palette. I really do enjoy some colorful looks. I haven't been doing as many, even though I'm as she speaks with hot pink eye look. I will be happy to just kind of incorporate some color a little more than I have been lately. Lately, I've been doing more toned down makeup, if really makeup at all. I really like to do colorful looks in the summertime a lot, but who's to say I can't wear a bright rainbow look in the dead of winter, because I usually wear what I want, how I want, when I want. So there's no rules to makeup. That's how I always look at it, and you do whatever it is that you want to do. It's your makeup, it's your body. So this is an absolutely stunning palette, and I'm really glad that it chose it. This will be again for the first week. For the second week, it chose my C Color Cosmetics Seaside palette, which is actually a dupe for the Urban Decay's Beached palette. I purchased this when I seen that C Color Cosmetics came out with it over the summertime. You guys, I don't think I have even used this one time. I've swatched it, but I've never actually ever done a look with it. I didn't realize upon purchasing it, or anything about the Beached palette either for that matter, that it is mainly a shimmer palette. The only mattes in here is this shade right here and this shade. The rest are all shimmers. I'm actually glad that it chose it, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I can manage to at least create one look with this. This is going to actually be another palette that's going to be on the chopping block for me in debate on whether I'm going to declutter this or not, just because I have such a large collection. If a palette is no longer bringing me joy, or just not bringing me joy in general, which I'm not sure if this is or not, so this is going to be a candidate up for possible declutter. And for the third week, it chose my ABH Modern Renaissance, which I'm actually really glad that it chose this. It's been sitting in my bin just collecting dust. Of course, everybody is familiar with the Modern Renaissance. This palette kind of broke the mold and is a history-making type of palette. I'm really glad that it chose it, so I will not have a problem getting any type of usage out of this. This is so many people's paying that palette for this year, which for good reason. It is an absolutely stunning palette. I'm really glad that it chose it, so that way it will give me a chance to pull it out and get some good use out of it, because it's such a shame it just sits, as 90% of my palettes do. They just sit collecting dust because I am focusing on pan that palette, and I'm doing pan those eyeshadows, which is another reason why I really enjoy this project, because it helps me to continually pull from the rest of my eyeshadow palette collection as a whole and get good use out of it. When we come back on the next month's update, I want to set a goal to, one, make sure that I use each of these palettes at least once a week, 1 to 2 times a week per individual palette. Then I want to set another goal and to make sure that I do in fact use all 3 to create a look on the 4th week of the month, which is actually what is part of the project. If I set this goal while filming right now with you guys, it will hold me more accountable to actually do so. I want to make sure that I use at least each palette twice a week. It doesn't even have to be a whole look. I have once a week to do a whole look with each palette, and then I want to make sure that I use at least each palette one more time additional, so twice a week. We shall see, you guys. I'm really gonna give it my all and try much harder for myself and for you guys. That is everything, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until my next video, everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Bye.